The survey was conducted with 2,500 companies and about 32,500 individuals. And
Right, that was
has,
last year's.
last
That
year,
was the assessment
2022.
done of all the people trained last year, or what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to like get more understanding about, like, for example, I'll not go in all of them today. Just going, for example, managing email and technology tool improvement, increase percentage is 57%. How
Well,
is it? 57% is a
yeah.
huge percentage, and
Well, it is, and you sit there and go, "Well, what do you mean by that?"
yes,
Look, I can tell you for free. There's a lot of research being done on time spent managing email, and taking all the research that's been done, not only here in New Zealand, but in Australia and Europe and Britain and America and so on, and amount of time spent on email. I think Microsoft's their latest number of some research that they did recently, how much time do people spend on email on a daily basis? And of interest is it's between 3 and 4 hours a day on average. People spend between 3 and 4 hours a day dealing with email related activity. Many people start their day in the inbox and they're lucky to get out of it. They're there all day almost, and they try to fit the other things in around it. So it's almost like emails dominating prioritization decisions on a daily basis in an organization. Anyway, 3 to 4 hours on email. Here's the interesting part of the research. At the same time, when they investigated a bit closer, they discovered that they were 23% effective in terms of their time management around it. In other words, they're wasting 23, it's higher than that. Anyway, it's not much higher than that. But they're wasting a fair 2/3 of the time they spend on email is wasted time. That's what the research said. So I look at that, and you would look at that and go, well, if we're wasting time, how do we cut the wastage out? Right. This is where our 50%, 57% comes from, because we look at it and say, we introduce what we call the 4D approach to inbox management. Because we're sitting there going, you've got to take a bit more of a planned approach here about how you go about managing email, not just jumping in every time, ping, and emails arrive, ping, stop what I'm doing. So I'm trying to multitask, because we know multitasking is terrible. It's not good in terms of quality work and whatnot. And secondly, if we got interruptions coming at us left, right, and center all day, so it's not going to help us at all. So we looked at that and said, what's lacking here is a standard process about how we go about handling emails. So using the 4Ds. So touch it once, act is the principle. Think of your inbox. I'll just give you some insights here. Think of your inbox like your mailbox at home. It's the means by which mail is delivered. It's not where I manage my email. In other words, do you take the mail out of your mailbox, read it, and then stuff it back in there? Because that's kind of what we do with the digital mail. And so we got people with these massive inboxes, and every day they're scrolling up and down hundreds of emails trying to find stuff that slipped down the list a bit and might have slipped. They're flagging away there, and they've got all sorts of things going on, which are just stress. Anyway, so the 4D approach says you're going to do one of 4 things on an email. You're either going to get rid of it, delete it. You're going to get someone else to do it. That's delegate. Or you're going to date activate it. I've got to do it, but today's not the day to do it. But I don't want to leave it in my inbox and go through that process. Or I'm going to file it for future reference or just get it done now. So we start to show people you've got the ability to convert emails into tasks and run future activity through a task list that sits in your Outlook alongside your calendar, your time manager. Holy moly, this is starting to sound pretty good, isn't it? Because you mean to say I can work my email, calendar, and tasks in one place and help prioritize and plan it? In fact, the task list we can set up with your calendar is even better. You're only seeing those tasks that have to be done today. The ones that have to be done next Monday, you don't see them till next Monday comes around on your calendar, because we're able to set it up that way. How great's that? You're not looking at a big long list of tasks anymore. That's all chunked across time. And you sit there and you go, that 4D approach to inbox management, go into your inbox 2 to 3 times a day with expressed intent of clearing all the new email that's there using the 4Ds. Don't go in every time an email pings. Just go in 2 to 3 times a day. You might visit the inbox more often than that to check things out, but you go in there specifically to process, and then you follow the process. So I first thing I go in there, I quickly triage the 30 new emails I've got. The reading pane helps with that. Then I get rid of the rubbish first. Clear the clutter before you, because what most people do, they'll go straight for the most important thing and try and do that first. Get rid of the crap. So using a control key, go click, 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 delete. That's all the obvious ones gone. Get rid of the delegations next. That's stuff that people want, but you're not the person. So forward it on, and CC it back. Get those out of your hair next. Then date activate the stuff that you've got to do, but you're not going to do it today. So set them up as tasks. Now concentrate on what's left over the next half hour to clear it. Just that alone, take just what I've just described to you, that alone finds you nearly an hour a day in time. If you do that and follow that process, and it's been proven time and time again, remember, we've got 2.2 million graduates that's reinforced this, having a standardized kind of approach to how I go about managing email will save you huge amount of time and stress over email.
Wow.
That just so that's where that 57% comes from, is the measurement of those very things around some of the things I just explained.
So 57% is basically the measure of people who are reporting that this much. This is the percentage of people, or is the percentage of effectiveness that have gone up when managing email? Like,
it's both, really, because what's actually happening, they've got a more of a standard process about how they go about doing it, and they've got better handle on how to use the tools that enable them to be able to do that. So the ability to convert an email into a task, or in these days, it's the team environment's coming more and more into play as well, using chat for chat and posting in channels and that kind of stuff. Same sort of thing. Using search tools. Stop this bloody folder management where you've got 100 folders and you spend a whole lot of time trying to manage. Why are you keeping stuff in your email anyway? End of the day, is that the right place to be keeping a whole lot of stuff because no one else can access it? I mean, things are changing, but it's changing mindsets around just what people do. And most people, they do it because no one else has shown them how to do it any other way. Some have got, but most don't. And most are amazed, and they sit there and go, I never thought about standardizing the process about how I go about clearing my inbox every day. So when I run a workshop and say, touch it once, act, move on, clear our inbox every day. And most people in the room go, you are joking. What's the point of clearing it? We've got a search tool. Do you know that a high percentage of people don't know how to use the search tool effectively? So do you know that people are still, the latest current research done by, I forget who it is, but done by whoever, that makes sense. But we still spend 6 to 7 hours a week looking for information in our computer.
wow.
And the reality is, if we use the search tools effectively and did a few things around how we managed our folders and where we save stuff, etc., we reduce that problem big time. And I'll tell you, Ashley, for free, everywhere I go, this is still a problem. Email, the amount of time wasted on email, the amount of focus on email over and above some of the key priorities, and I've got to manage my email on a daily basis. So people try to religiously manage an inbox, and some will go home at night and go, I didn't get anything done other than what was in my inbox. In fact, a lady said to me the other day, you asked me what my job description is. I'll tell you what it is: clearing my email. And I said, isn't that interesting? You are the accountant here, but your job description is that I clear my email on a daily basis. Wow. I try to keep up with my email. And I think that changing the mindset around, it's not about email at all. Email is part of the equation. It's about tasks. I'm working on the right stuff that relates to my goals and stuff, the business as usual activity on a day-to-day basis, and email. And I think in today's workplace more than ever, there's demands on the self-management. You've got to come to a job interview prepared to demonstrate that you are a highly effective self-manager. And if you're not good at managing email, managing your communications, getting back to people on time and setting expectations are right, you're just not in line for many job opportunities, because the expectation now is that to be an effective member of a team, you've got to be a good self-manager and work well with others, manage assets and resources effectively, and get this one, and be a top task manager. Now, those needs are huge still in our workplace. Hence, we've got a lot of opportunity, and that's what excites me. I mean, I've delivered a whole heap of Working Smart with Outlook workshops. Do you know I never get bored? Never, ever get, I thought I'd get bored. Oh, you're just delivering the same old thing. But I'm not delivering an Outlook workshop. Yes, this workshop is not about Outlook. This is about our mindset around about how we manage it and ourselves effectively. However, we will spend a lot of time in Outlook because it's a tool of choice that we can use to better time manage. Oh, this workshop's not about Teams, Microsoft Teams, but we are going to work a lot inside Microsoft Teams because it's a means by which we can effectively reduce our stress, better workload manage, collaborate, better cohesion around document management, so on and so forth. And for many people, that's the wow. They just go wow. And the task management, that's the other one. Most people, they don't even really think about it too hard, but I always say that they're seduced by the urgency of what's going on around them, to the point where they address the urgency over and above everything else. And so, and then they go, oh, I've run out of time. I've got this new project that I've got to get implemented. I'm going to have to push it out another 2 months because I'm just so busy just trying to catch up, you know. Yeah. And you're sitting there going, but this is not effective. At the end of the day, you've been asked, here's your 4 key, you know, what are the 4 things you're going to do this year that's going to make a difference in helping your business unit meet its business objectives? And you've got to take ownership of delivering on that and managing the day-to-day and email, and not using them as excuses as to why you couldn't. And so what we really do is unlock that. And it's around best practice process. This is what works. And this is how you use the tool to affect that best practice process. And if you're pretty good at your time management anyway, but if you're in a team that's not very good at time management, it's going to impact on you and your ability to deliver successfully. So you need to take care as a team to develop these skills. And that's where I think we do exceedingly well. And it's gratifying, actually. And no 2 workshops are the same, because once people get that mindset around where we're going with this, oh, it's not about Outlook, it's about me. It's about us. It's about we and how we do things. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Okay. So if we all did that, imagine if we stopped CCing everybody on our emails. We'll reduce the amount of email traffic. We reduce the amount of email traffic, it reduces the number of emails coming into your inbox on a daily basis. So one little thing like that. Or imagine that my subject line of the email spells out the outcome I want to be achieved, whatever that email says, you know. So instead of having inane subject lines, that means I have to open up the email to read it to get the gist of what it's about before I can make a decision. It's little things like that combined together is where the big time save comes. And that's
wow, that's amazing. That's amazing, Chris. Thank you for our part 2 and discussion. I think there is more information I need from you from each one of the survey that has been shared, but maybe we'll park that for the next time. Thank you again for your time, and talk to you soon.